America's future was sold for $600 billion and no one told you. Breaking. A $600 billion deal just went down in Saudi Arabia, and it could decide who controls the future of artificial intelligence, global defense, and America's economic survival. What if I told you that while you were worrying about inflation, AI layoffs, and your next paycheck, a $600 billion deal was quietly signed overseas that could decide the future of America's economy, national security, and the job market you rely on? And at the center of it, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and one of the world's richest, most secretive nations, Saudi Arabia. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. And tonight, we're breaking down what the media isn't telling you about the biggest financial power move of 2025 and how it could change everything you thought you knew about America's future. Let's break it down. America's future was sold for $600 billion, the deal that shook the world, May 13th, 2025. In the heart of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, billionaires, world leaders, and tech moguls gathered for a private investment forum the public wasn't invited to. No press, no leaks, just power players deciding where the next $1 trillion would go. Among them, Donald Trump. Back in the spotlight, not for politics, but business. And what happened next would trigger a chain of events most Americans don't even realize is happening. In less than 24 hours, the US and Saudi Arabia finalized a $142 billion arms deal, the biggest defense sale in modern history. But here's where it gets interesting. A $600 billion investment package was unveiled. And who's cashing in? Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Oracle, Elon Musk, the biggest names in tech, funneling billions into Saudi Arabia's AI, data, and military sectors. Why? Because whoever controls AI controls the world. And Saudi Arabia just became one of the biggest players overnight. America's AI chess game now. Let's talk AI. Right now, the US and China are in a digital arms race. AI will decide everything from military strategy to finance, healthcare to surveillance. And while Americans debate TikTok bans, Saudi Arabia just made its biggest move yet. 18,000 Nvidia AI chips, the most powerful processors in existence, headed to a new Saudi company called Humanoid, designed to rival Silicon Valley's biggest firms. Amazon's throwing in $5 billion to build a futuristic AI zone in Riyadh. Google and Oracle are combining for $80 billion to establish cloud infrastructure. Elon Musk's humanoid robots? They're part of the package. And here's the thing. These aren't side projects. These are the building blocks of the next industrial revolution. Jobs, data, military defense systems, all controlled by AI infrastructure the US is now partially outsourcing to the Middle East. What does this mean for America? So why should you care? Because these deals aren't just about money. They're about control. If Saudi Arabia becomes a leader in AI, using American technology, guess where future profits, patents, and global influence go? Not to US workers, not to US taxpayers, to foreign-owned AI hubs funded by US companies hungry for a piece of the $13 trillion AI market by 2030. It also affects jobs. AI development abroad means fewer high-paying tech positions at home. It affects national security. Because when AI powers military systems, you don't want your software hosted in someone else's backyard. And it affects you, your data, your privacy, your financial future. The players involved, let's break down who's behind this. Trump, who critics say still has personal business ties in the region, was personally praising Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang at the forum. He even joked about Tim Cook from Apple not being there, signaling which tech companies have influence and which don't. Elon Musk, meanwhile, is using these deals to fast-track his AI robot empire. Robots that could one day replace factory workers, security guards, even delivery drivers. And Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman? He's playing chess while the rest of the world plays checkers. His Vision 2030 isn't about oil. It's about becoming the new tech capital of the world. The controversy and hidden risks. But here's the controversy no one's talking about. Many are questioning the ethics of a former US president brokering business deals with foreign governments while American workers face layoffs in tech, AI automation takes over industries, and critical data infrastructure leaves U.S. control. Is this smart strategy or a dangerous conflict of interest that could reshape U.S. foreign policy for decades? And who really benefits? Tech billionaires? Foreign governments? Or everyday Americans? What happens next? One thing's certain. These deals are happening. AI, defense tech, data centers, robotic infrastructure. And America isn't the only player anymore. The AI arms race is no longer just US versus China. It's US versus China versus Saudi Arabia. And the choices made now could decide whether America stays on top or watches its influence slip away. The question is, are we witnessing the smartest business move of the century or a $600 billion gamble America can't afford to lose? So, what do you think? Is this deal brilliant strategy or the sellout of America's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Hit that like button if you learned something new. Subscribe for more deep dive financial breakdowns you won't get anywhere else, and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got coming next.